The weekend format change for F1's third and final sprint race of 2021 means once again qualifying takes place on a Friday. Lewis Hamilton has a 5-place grid penalty for a new internal combustion engine, which means he has to start on pole position and win tomorrow's sprint race. Qualifying is a crucial key once again. Wet weather in the air as well. We cannot wait to see what the 2021 Sao Paulo Grand Prix has to offer. The Formula One season moves away from Mexico City and down to Sao Paulo. It's the Sao Paulo Grand Prix at Interlagos. Just 4 races remain in the opening 5 weeks then. Sao Paulo before the first ever race in Qatar. 2-week break before Saudi Arabia if the track is finished on time. And Abu Dhabi on the 10th to the 12th of December rounds out this incredible season that has been dominated by Max Verstappen in terms of victories. In the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen leads by 19 points. It's match point for him this weekend at Sao Paulo. Lewis Hamilton has to win in order to keep his championship hopes alive. Valtteri Bottas has moved ahead of Sergio Perez. Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc in a battle for McLaren-Ferrari supremacy as well sees Carlos Sainz 7th with Daniel Ricciardo 8th. Pierre Gasly 9th and Fernando Alonso rounds out the top 10. A staggering 252.5 points separate the top 10 in the standings. In the second page, it's Esteban Ocon on 46 points in a battle with Max Verstappen as well. Lance Stroll holding off Yuki Tsunoda. Russell is now separated between his teammate with Kimi Raikkonen getting points last time out in Mexico. Nicholas Latifi 17th. Giovinazzi the last driver with points. Still no points for Mick Schumacher or Nikita Mazepin, but of course Robert Kubica finishing 20th due to having a higher finishing position in the 2 races he did compared to Nikita Mazepin. In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes leads the way by just a single point to Red Bull as well. It's closing up for Red Bull to try and do the double. Ferrari and McLaren locked in a battle over 3rd place as well. The battle for 5th and 6th still now exactly the same points between Alpine and AlphaTauri. Aston Martin in 7th, distant on their own. Williams securing 8th, Alfa Romeo 9th, and still no points on the board for Haas F1. A sprint weekend means qualifying on a Friday. Welcome to the 2021 Sao Paulo Grand Prix qualifying. Hello everybody, welcome to qualifying earlier than usual once again here in Sao Paulo, Brazil for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix in Interlagos, the home circuit of Ayrton Senna as well. You have to have a Brazilian flag up, don't you, for this race as well. The history of this place as well. Right, almost going to get ready for qualifying, but to begin with, let's take a look once again in a special treat with it being a sprint weekend. It's the Commentator Challenge between myself and Megan. Currently, it's all level, 9-9 with 4 to go. What's going to happen here in Brazil? Let's take a look. And we're back less than a week later. But it's time, because of the sprint weekend and the qualifying taking place a day early, it's time for the Commentator Challenge. Megan Birch alongside me. As she has been all year, because otherwise it'd be a bit pointless. I am in a McLaren, being driven by Lando Norris.
I'm in an AlphaTauri, driven by Pierre Gasly.
As we get ready for the green lights to go on. Okay, I'm ready. You ready?
Yep.
It's 9-9 in the standings. I'm on
you're
pole
ahead.
position. Megan's alongside. All 5 lights are on. Lights out, race on. It's a good start for me. Megan's got the inside line though, but it's a centre rest down towards turn 1. Megan's hit me off the track already. She's done what Fittipaldi did. Or is it Andretti? Which one was it? Oh, Meg, that's an Ocon move. You've just turned. That was what Esteban Ocon did. That was an Ocon move.
Not really.
Well, yeah, Ocon did that to Verstappen in 2018.
It was completely by accident.
Oh yeah, I completely believe that with a half smirk on your face. Down 2 gears. Off at Casino de Laga. The corner you're coming to right now, Megan, well, that's Ferradora. The track name is Ferradora. It's quite a quick lap here. 1 minute 9 seconds. The professional's doing it. So with Megan driving, we should be doing it in about an hour. I'll just completely gate crashed turn 9. Up towards the Bico di Pato corner. Hit the wall myself.
You knocked into me then.
Well, to be fair, Hamilton did that to Albon. Was it Gasly finished second here last time we were here? Inside of Magolo, you've wiped me out. I had to be reset to the track. You'd absolutely Kimi Räikkönen me at Zhangao. You're just playing dirty. Yeah, the track doesn't go that way. It's flat out. You just hit where Alonso hit in 2003. Not good. He had a concussion. Oh, that's a big slide on the grass. What are you doing? No. Not having that. Not having that. I knew you were going to do there, and I know what you're going to do here as well. So, okay. Try on the outside. Where's the track? Where are you going?
Woo! I had to do a spin. I saw it coming.
I've lost control of the car. Don't go on that grass. It's slippery.
Exactly. I could glide back onto the track that way.
But not really. What is wrong with this controller? It's like it's almost dying. We're on charge
Probably
as well.
is.
Yeah, but the wrong charge. Oh, I know what's wrong. I'm on a higher fuel load. The brake balance is wrong. There we go. Oh, God. I got distracted with the systems. Where on earth am I? Am I off the track? Oh,
Hi.
Oh, Megs. Where are you? Oh, okay. Hello. I'm going to get up. Okay, so you're leading because you rammed into the side of me. There we go. Control the wheel spin. And we're away. Oh, no!
That wasn't even me.
I've got a feeling that when we play F1 2021 next season on the PS5,
You'll win.
Well, we've got it's the different controllers and that lot. It's a different thing. Well, actually, no. Correct me if I'm wrong. When we play F1 2021 at Saudi Arabia this year on the PS5 controllers, it's going to be a lot different. Got to buy a second controller or nick one off one of my mates for a session. I know somebody who got 2. What on earth are you going? It's lap 2, about to start lap 3. Did I just take the lead? Where are you?
No.
I swear I just passed you. Oh no, there you are. Omni Shambles! What on earth did me then? Whoa! No, you don't. I'm not going to do a Villeneuve. I'm going to have to do a Villeneuve. Oh, this is tense. Oh, I've got DRS. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, no. 720. Trying to get back up. This is the last lap, you know. You could literally just go for it. But
I find it fun to toy with you though.
Yeah, but I thought this was a better track for me. I did not expect this. Oh, I should actually. You're just a aggressive driver. I'm trying to think of a driver that reminds me of you're 2012 Romain Grosjean. Or you're past Maldonado. Woohoo! Oh, such an aggressive line you always take. Is that cheap? No, it's gated off. On F1 2004, you can go up the top there and jump across the track, yeah, and miss out this entire middle sector here. And I used to do that when I was on a lunch break from school, primary school that is, when I used to come over for lunch as well. I used to do that and just leapfrog everybody, and I lapped the field about 5 times that way. It's just a straight run to the line now. You cannot get this. You've got this wrong, and you're going to come back on the track.
Hi. No.
Drag race to the line.
I'll win.
Hopefully. I'm running out of fuel. I'm out of fuel.
Hi.
Oh no, I'm out of fuel.
Did I win?
Yeah, I was out of fuel.
Yes! I finally broke the curse.
So it's 10 to Megan, 9 to me after 19 races, and it's all down to the fact that I ran out of fuel because you kept spinning me round. The amount of times I did a 720 using up all my fuel, I ran out of fuel. So the fuel 75 thousandths of a second you beat me by.
Wow.
So that is our closest finish. But I got fastest lap, so that doesn't give me a bonus point because it's about wins.
It should.
No, because otherwise it'll be championship leaders. Okay, so after that, Megan takes the lead on 10 wins. I'm on 9.
How many do we have left?
4 races left. No, 3. Hang on. Qatar.
I mean, out of our little races.
Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi.
If you win next
3.
round, then we're going to be... Oh, my...
Deadlocked. Yeah. If I win...
I should have just let you win or something.
I just like to point out, next week, we have to play a MotoGP game for Qatar. So I could easily win Qatar.
Oh, you're definitely winning Qatar.
Yeah, but you can actually kick me off the bike this time, so you could physically hit me and throw me off the bike.
I can't even go a line. And I don't have time to practice since I have to walk to and from college all week next week, and I have loads of work to do.
Roll on Qatar next week. Okay, let's take a look around lap attack now of Brazil, but with a more serious route. On the other side of this, myself and Megan will be in commentary for the 2021 Brazilian Grand Prix qualifying here at Sao Paulo. It's, of course, qualifying for tomorrow's sprint race. Here's lap attack. Let's take a look at the Autodromo Juan Carlos Palace as well, a 2.677 mile circuit, 15 turns in total, commonly known as Interlagos. This fantastic circuit been on the calendar since the 1960s. On board with the Mercedes from 2021. Good acceleration out of the last corner. 8th gear, 335 kilometers an hour as you approach the braking zone for turns 1 and 2. The Senna S. Down, 3rd gear, 130. 5th gear, 220 as you round turn 3. The Curve de Sol. Down the Retroposta. Oh, the anticipation is high for this one. It's the Brazilian Grand Prix, renamed the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, and Interlagos, officially named the Autodromo Juan Carlos Palace as well, for round 19 of this incredible 2021 campaign. 19 points the gap in the championship. We arrive in Brazil, which is the 5th largest country by area. It's also the 5th most populous country on earth. 210 million people approximately as well. And could play a factor in this race as well this weekend. Rainfall in Sao Paulo averages 145 millilitres. That's 5.170 inches as well. And what a lap to do it around this 4.309 kilometre circuit, 2.677 miles as well. Your average attack zone here lasts with 2 DRS zones. Your top speed over 335 kilometres an hour, around 15 turns as well. In terms of our action zones, turn 1 back in 2012, Alonso slipping up the inside of Webber and Massa as well as they went back on attack as well. Back through as well, turn 4, Senna versus Vettel on the inside. Senna, that hitting Vettel, not once, but twice as well in that dramatic championship showdown as well. Turn 11 and 12, Norris and Leclerc moving through at the Junção corner. It's also seen, is that Glock moment as well with Hamilton winning the title. With it being a sprint weekend, only the P0 Pirelli soft tyre can be used. A maximum of 5 sets are allowed as well. But with climatic conditions changing, expect that we could see the wet weather blue and the green intermediate tyres coming throughout this session. Megan Birch alongside me in the commentary box for this session as well. The rain is in the air as well. The anticipation is up. Track temperature 25 degrees, air temperature 15 degrees. We could get Megan Birch an exciting qualifying session, but we have to remember as well, it's for the F1 sprint as the sprint race takes part tomorrow as well. But it's going to be exciting. Qualifying on a Friday, we've seen it back in Italy, we saw it back in Silverstone. It is a format that can work and it gives energy to Fridays.
It could work, and I'm excited to see who will be on top for this qualifying, because obviously it's a sprint weekend and it's just going to be very complicated.
Well, a reminder for any of those who don't know or haven't been able to see what is happening. Lewis Hamilton has a 5-place grid penalty coming into this race. He has changed his internal combustion engine once again, which gives him his 5th ICE of the season as well. Megan, that means Hamilton has to take 5 places going into Sunday's race, but it means he could get pole here today, be the Pirelli Speed King. He could win the sprint race tomorrow, collect 3 points as well. And at worst, if he wins the sprint race, he's going to start 6th on the grid as well.
They've just had to put one of those things back on. What have they been doing to it?
The Hamilton wasn't happy with the suspension in practice earlier on. Yeah, but what do you think then? If Hamilton wins the sprint, at worst, he's going to start 6th on the grid. So there's a big opportunity here that Hamilton could actually still win the race despite taking a 5-place penalty.
Well, it'll be nice to see the gap get even tighter between them if he does. Is it weird, the fact that I really, really hope Hamilton wins this race, because I want the gap in the title to be like non-existent almost.
It's getting a bit much now, isn't it? 19 points is the gap between Hamilton and Verstappen at the moment. Verstappen on the bounce of 2 victories as well. Sergio Perez, Max Verstappen's teammate, on the bounce of 3 podiums in a row, 3 third places. As well. You can see the green light almost getting ready to go on. We have our Ayrton Senna flag in the background. I didn't notice until I looked down there, Megan. You look like a lion from those movies.
I do.
On the side. I'm expecting you to growl at the camera in a few moments. But the Ayrton Senna flag in the background as well. I noticed that Joe already said it's a lovely flag as well. It is a lovely flag with Ayrton Senna. He can't be in Brazil without a Brazil flag as well. Friday qualifying begins for a 3rd time in 2021. It is the Heineken Sao Paulo Grand Prix, and we are underway for qualifying. 18 minutes ahead of us as well. The drivers heading out onto the track, only using the soft compound tyre. A reminder, this sets the grid for the sprint race tomorrow, which is going to be even more energetic than it normally is. The drivers heading out on the track. We have got a remarkable to say on a sprint weekend. I'm trying to be quiet about it because it might go away, but we have a working driver tracker for a sprint weekend. Out they go, out onto the circuit as well. It's looking very, very energetic as well. Let's go over to the race control messages first of all as well, and everybody's going through. I did see a message. I want to say hello to M as well. Is that... I want to pronounce that name right, so I'm going to point it to you, Megan. I want to get the name spot on.
Fakri?
Is it Fakri? Thank you. Well, hello. Welcome along. Apologies if we butcher your names. Watching along from Indonesia, where it's 1:50 in the morning. Well, just gone 2 a.m. there as well. Joe Samiego, the runner of the Grid Network. Hello, Joe. Says it's 10:50 over there. Going down, Synthil says it's 7:50 over there. Synthil joined me in the comment box course for FP1. Must remind you as well that Josh Plays is in the Discord chat as well, doing race control messages. He's also going to be sending messages as well. Let's hear from Pierre Gasly first of all, though. We keep having an issue with this team radio that's going on. Sprint weekend throws everything up in the air as well. I had to do the race control message differently as well. Beth says as well, don't hate me, but my top 3 Brazilian F1 drivers are PK, Barrichello, and Nando da Silva Ramos. Senna would obviously be 4th. Don't hate me. And I don't know, Joe Samiogo's going there a bit then. This session will be fun, says Stefan as well. Joe says, I haven't been too proud Mary yet, but want to currently working and listening on my phone as well. Well, welcome along to the session, wherever you are. Cars are out the track immediately. Charles Leclerc setting the fastest times as things stand at the moment as well as they keep on going. Megan? Oh, sorry, I thought you were going to say something. I thought your hand was on my shoulder. 2 Ferraris, though. First and second sector looking quite quick, but it's all going to Pierre Gasly, who's just set the fastest first sector time as well, as I'm desperately going to try and sort out whatever is going on with my iPad, which means we can't hear the timings at the moment. Megan?
Latifi's top at the moment.
Yeah, Latifi's out there as well. He's faster than the speed traps at the moment. We haven't actually had the cars cross the line yet to set their fastest times.
Oh, did she say that?
Yeah, Charles Leclerc coming up to the line as well. Across it now, coming out of the Suba de Boxes corner into the Aqua Briaca corner. And across the line goes Leclerc, a 1:10.780 before he comes into the more familiar Senna S. Sainz across the line, does a 1:10.487, goes into the top spot as well. Just behind him comes Nicholas Latifi. Nikita Mazepin goes to 3rd, a 1:11.307 as well. But Gasly, top of the board at the moment on a 1:10.062. Much faster for the Frenchman out there as well. He's getting those times right on the board and knows exactly where to go immediately, Megan. There's more times that are coming through. The T3 personal best sectors 1 and 2.
Schumacher does a 1:10.845. He is just a tiny bit slower than Leclerc right now.
So not that much difference between the two of them at the moment. I think I know what the problem is. Oh, no, it's not that. No idea what's happening with my iPad at the moment. We're trying to get you the race control messages as they come through on the team radio, but everything just seems to be not wanting to work at the moment. We've got our driver tracker working, but we lose our team radio. So it's give and take a million here at the moment. M says as well, do you think Alfa Romeo can catch Williams in the constructors? Alfa Romeo are on 11 points. Williams on 23 with 4 races to go in 5 weeks. It's indeed possible. Williams, though, will be good at this track, so there's a chance they could accelerate their gap there. So I'd say Williams might just hold on for 8th in the constructors ahead of Alfa Romeo. Verstappen crosses the line to start a lap time then. Down towards turn 1 from 8th gear, 335 kilometres an hour. Back on the brakes, 3rd gear, 130 kilometres an hour. Through the centre S, round the Curve du Sol, 5th gear, 220. Over now, 250, 260 kilometres an hour. Down the Recta Posta, 8th gear, 235 kilometres an hour. That's flat out into the Casino de Laga. 4th gear, 175 kilometres an hour. Back on the accelerator. Round turn 5 as well. 7th gear, 275. Rise it up as you're coming towards Ferradura. 6th gear, 250 kilometres an hour. Braze it through as you come round La Quinta before turn 8, before turn 9 as well. The Pin Prieto corner as well. 3rd gear, 120 kilometres an hour. Maximum speed at the exit. Coming now in towards turn 10. The Bico de Pato corner. Now 5th gear, 210 kilometres an hour. Drop down the hill as you round Mogullo through turn 11. Rise up now towards Juncao. 3rd gear, 130 kilometres an hour. Back on the accelerating power as you rise up the hill. 7th gear, 270 kilometres an hour as you round the Super de Boxes corner. Round the Aqua Bivaca corner at turn 15 as well. Flat out to the line. You're crossing 8th gear, 330 kilometres an hour. That's a lap of this track of Interlagos, and it's Verstappen on top with a 109.329. Norris second, Stroll third. At the moment, as they all came through, Perez just behind in those slots into third. 109.591.
I love how Norris is just dividing up the Red Bulls right now. Here's a replay of Verstappen. Oh, what's he done?
Sparks flying.
Ooh.
So Verstappen was complaining free practice 1 of the car being too stiff, too stuck up. It wouldn't move properly. They've seemed to have fixed that now by putting that car with a tighter suspension, and he praised it through turn 4 as well. A reminder, there are now track limits, as me and Cynthia were talking about in first practice. There have now been track limits published for turn 4, and that is a lap time achieved during any practice session of the race by leaving the track on the exit turn 4 will result in that lap time being deleted. If your driver does it 3 times, you'll get the black and white flag.
Do you know what would make the top 8 perfect? If Tsunoda got 8th, because then it'll be Red Bull, McLaren, Aston, AlphaTauri, then Aston, and then it would be AlphaTauri.
2 seconds. Let's hear from George Russell if the messages are loading on the team radios as Hamilton starts his lap time then. It's the traditional qualifying format, remember. So it is going to be, at the end of this session, we lose the slowest 5 drivers. Hamilton, Bottas, Alonso, Tsunoda, Ocon currently in that mix as well. We're not having any team radio messages at the moment. So it just proves on a sprint weekend, everything goes up in the air, which is really, really annoying. But we're still getting our race control messages.
It's even more proof since our Wi-Fi right now is at full bars.
Yeah, that is really bizarre as well. Actually, well, it's not great for mine at the moment as well as Hamilton comes through. First sector time, 17.846.
Right, so coming up to the corner, a little bit of a mistake there, going on the curbs right there. Seems to be going quite well. Oh, a little bit of a twitch there going around the corner. Then again, that's quite necessary. When we did the sprint thing, I think I did that all 3 times. Right, so Oh, going
Hamilton.
on the curbs.
Yeah, that's at the exit of Jean Cal. Second sector time still quick from Hamilton as well.
I think he's going to get the top.
Yeah, I've just been informed that the radio's not working as well in the main room of the other race control. Hamilton goes top with 10 minutes to go, 108.824. So the radio is actually down as they do repairs on it. So we haven't got access to the radio, but we've still got the driver tracker, so that's absolutely fine. So Hamilton top then. On a weekend, he needs to top the 2 qualifying sessions as well, which is this normal qualifying and the sprint qualifying. Because of that 5-place grid penalty, Bottas goes third on the deck as well on a 109.379. Verstappen stays second. A bad sector 2 and 3 as well. It's losing time hand over fist at the moment, Megan.
Right, so Perez goes into 4th now. No, he goes into 5th. He repeats it.
Mazepin getting all out of shape at Jean Cal.
He just managed to save himself.
That was a decent save by Nikita. Got too wide at the exit, got on the rumble curves after a bit of oversteer, corrected, and then just did a little dance on the curb, but he got it through.
Very nearly spun, though I tell you, these rumble strips, they're just like... They're spinner tractors.
Yeah, I know what you
don't know
mean.
what else to call it.
I'll go with you on that one. They are spinner tractors as well. They're just losing the back there, so Mazepin did well to hold that one. At the moment, still I think one of the worst performing drivers in Formula 1 history.
Yeah.
Even a guy who raced 2 races after having no testing in that car outperformed him in the championship as well.
Yeah.
Team radio's working for me. It must be my end then. I wonder if my iPad's finally given up. I'll try and fix that then on my end.
I hope not.
I'll try and fix that on my end then as Megan talks you through the results at the moment. I'll tell you what, I'll switch the iPad on and off. That might do it. As Ocon comes through as well to try and have some lap times as well. Gasly's there too. So is Yuki Tsunoda, all setting their initial lap times. These are the last 3 drivers as well. Ocon, Tsunoda and Alonso to set lap times across the line then. Ocon jumps to P7, 109.925, so gets that time locked in. Gasly's on the attack now as well as he comes out of Jean Cal up through towards Sumida boxes as well. Tries to keep on the attack. Passes one of the cars on the side there, Sergio Perez. And Gasly crosses the line and look at that! For a driver who finished second here in 2019 after out-dragging a Mercedes, Gasly goes up the order and goes to P3. And Tsunoda goes 4th. Amazing pace from the 2 AlphaTauris at the moment. Alonso next across the line. And Alonso, I thought he went second there for a second.
Wait.
It's Charles Leclerc second at 109.
Sainz is doing good right now.
Alonso goes P7, 109.509. Here comes Sainz to the line. Sainz goes P2, 2.22 off the pace. And who's that? Leclerc's lap time has been deleted by the stewards.
Latifi's gone 14th.
So Latifi's gone to P14, but that must mean race control. Yeah, Charles Leclerc, lap time deleted for track limits at turn number 4. So Hamilton top, Sainz second, Verstappen, Gasly, Tsunoda the top 5, Bottas, Alonso, Norris, Perez, Ricciardo top 10, Ocon, Stroll, Vettel, Latifi and Russell, the 15 drivers currently going through to the next session. Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Leclerc, Schumacher and Mazepin, the 5 cars in the drop zone with 6:45 to go the session. Traffic jam in front of Leclerc as well. As you can see on the driver tracker, it's Hamilton, Tsunoda as well. All in the way there. Bottas, Sainz, Alonso queuing up behind as well. Mazepin's just past Russell and Latifi, the 2 Williams cars out of the way as Raikkonen goes to 11th at 109.814. So gets the quicker time there as well.
Right, so looking good from the Ferraris right now, even though if it was a lap time deletion, though he at least got second.
Yeah, he's going to box now as well, get a new set of soft tyres, but he knows now he can do that time and safely get out. George Russell's the driver that I'm most worried about. Mr. Saturday, can he be man Friday and get through?
Can he outqualify his teammate?
Well, that's a possibility. Russell very rarely is outqualified by Nicholas Latifi. Leclerc off the track at turn 4.
Lap time deleted for track limits turn 4.
These are the track limits that me and Cynthia were talking about in free practice 1 and knew there was an error between them. when Hamilton went all four wheels off the track and set one of the fastest times of the sessions. The stewards looked at that. Michael Masi said, no, you're not doing that. And it has that back on the accelerator. Thank you to Em as well. It says, I like your commentary style. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching along. Hope you have a nice time with it as well.
See, his lap time has been deleted.
Oh, is it? Stewards?
Yeah, stewards.
Oh, so yeah, so far, Lewis Hamilton the fastest. He's going to go faster again as he comes out. He's had an okay Sector 1, bad Sector 2. Sector 3 is even quicker. Hamilton takes 91 thousandths of a second off, so 900ths off his own best time. Does 9/10ths off it. No, hang on. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So 900ths, yeah, get that right. He takes 900ths off his own best time. Does a 1:08.733.
Took me 16 years to learn hundreds, thousands, and tens, even though I was taught it when I was like 5.
We've got our team radio back operational, which is great news. Let's hear from Nikita Mazepin. He's coming through.
It took me 11 years to learn the most simplest form of maths that a 4-year-old could do.
Well, because we're used to going tenths, hundredths, thousandths, so working backwards, thousandths, hundredths, and tenths is quite hard.
Exactly. I always got so confused with it, and I still cannot, sometimes properly minus them. And I got a B in maths. I don't work well with easy.
Radio's still not working. It worked, and then it disappeared again. I've got no idea what's happening with it.
Maybe it's a them error.
Well, it's working elsewhere, so I'm starting to
Maybe
worry.
they just got lucky.
Yeah. I'll have to get that sorted. Pierre Gasly, P5. Then we're into that usual lull we see in a qualifying session as well, as they all continue to get out of it. Yeah, as everyone redoes their orders. Look at that, just 3 thousandths of a second separate Gasly and Tsunoda. That's more like it from Yuki Tsunoda. That's showing the pace he had back at Bahrain when they went 1-2.
You have to be earlier with this because I'm trying to go that full speed. You tell me.
Copy. So 12-second gap now to Hamilton.
So that is Raikkonen on the message radio. I think all that it's doing basically is that we cannot press play to replay a message, but the messages will still play. That's fine. I'll put the pen down and not touch the iPad at all. And
I'll take the pen.
Yeah, we don't talk about the magic tablet doing its job. The magic piece of paper that can just give us some team radio messages as well. Let's go to the group chat as well. Beth says, seriously, shout out to Seb. He completed an organic farming internship during lockdown and visited Pedro Diniz and his sustainable farm a few days ago. All under radar, great bloke is Seb. I absolutely agree. Sebastian Vettel is a top tier Formula One driver, but he is an extraordinary human being.
Yes.
Honestly, if I could have one person to join me in the commentary box for a race weekend, it would be Sebastian Vettel above any other driver.
Also, I think you'd have very interesting views.
We'll just get along we'll just talk about British comedy all the time. One of his favourites as well.
I think he'd have very interesting views on what the drivers are doing. Just like, oh, really?
Thing is though, I don't think Sebastian, well, he hasn't, has he? I don't think Sebastian's ever missed a race since he. I want to say not, but I swear he must have. He's never stood in a commentary box before, Sebastian Vettel.
He should.
Yeah, I think he'd be quite good. But that could change. Next season, it's now been passed as well as Leclerc's on a lap time. He's still 20th, remember, with all those lap times being deleted by the stewards. So with 2 minutes to go, he's really on the cusp there. But next year, every Formula One driver has to sit out 2 practice sessions, 2 first practice sessions across the year. So that means we could get Seb in the com box on Sky F1 for a session because he's got nothing else to do.
Need to do that?
To promote young drivers.
So we had an issue with the front wing flap. It's fixed now, though. It's fixed now.
In order to get young drivers time in the new cars. So that when they come into Formula One, it's not just a complete shot like we saw with Schumacher and Mazepin this year.
I think to get them to do something, they should put them in the commentary box.
Leclerc goes from 20th to 3rd. Proves that car had pace. Sainz goes second as well. But Leclerc rockets to 3rd. Now Red Bull seem to be on the back foot. They're 5th and 10th as well. After looking quite good in the opening practice session, it's still time on the money. But here comes George Russell with 60 seconds left on the clock, Megan.
Please.
Can he do his time? He's up in Sector 1.
I really hope he can get through to Q2 because even though his thing of like always getting to Q2's like been compromised by not getting into Q2 once, it's just we want to see that. I also want Latifi to get through, though I'm not sure whether I don't think he will.
George Russell then through the sector times as well, looking quite quick. 35 seconds left then of this session as well. I think we're linked up. Yeah, we are. As Russell, Vettel and Latifi all in improvement lap times. Look at the driver track. It's lighting up at the moment through these times as well. Russell's going to cross the line. He's going to have more time to play with. But look at that. 109 lap. He's just coming to the last 2 corners. Time eking away there for George Russell as he approaches the line. And it's a 110. Oh, 109, 953. He is 17 thousandths of a second faster
Wait
than
a
last
minute.
time. Rain is starting to fall. Vettel goes into 9th place as well.
No, look at Latifi's lap time.
Latifi goes 15th, you're right. Russell is out of qualifying 1. And Latifi out-qualifies. That is crucial. Schumacher goes 18th. Latifi's gone through.
But
Stroll could go through as well. He's got a good second sector.
Russell got through just before
Alonso,
the time went out, so he can do one more.
Alonso, no, he pulled over to the side of the track. He's done with it. Leclerc 3rd, Alonso 9th, Stroll 13th. Out goes Latifi. Both Williams is out of qualifying, but crucially, Latifi out-qualifies Russell, but we've got the sprint to come. Giovinazzi rockets out, as does Kimi Raikkonen. Giovinazzi goes 6th, Raikkonen goes 13th. A great time from the two there as well. Right on the money, right on the bounce as well. Great times. And that puts Perez P4, so he's, I think, ahead of Verstappen. Where is Verstappen? He's P6. Ocon goes 12th. He gets himself out of the drop zone. Out goes Stroll. Ricciardo goes 11th. Vettel is secure. So Aston Martin lose out, and that's it. With Russell's lap time not counted because he's backed off. Bottas goes 2nd, 109.040. Hamilton ends the first session 3/10 faster on a track we thought Red Bull would dominate. At the end of the first session, they are 5th and 6th. Perez ahead of Verstappen. Hamilton, Bottas 1-2. We remind you about Hamilton's 5-place grid penalty though. And Lance Stroll is livid. As I said last week, and he got things in. He is fisting the steering wheels.
It's 2x2 for everyone but the Astons and the Alfa
Top 13, 2x2 by the two Astons as well. Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, Alfa Tauri, McLaren, Alpine, Aston Martin as well. It's 2x2 on the entire field by the Aston Martins and the Alfa Romeos messing it up.
And
what
that's
a first
just
session.
Because Alfa Romeo decided, you know what, let's put Giovinazzi right up there.
Great session, great run as well. No idea why my live timing screen monitor is going. I hope that it's working. I'm going to try and fix it in between these sessions as well. But what a first session that was for qualifying number 1 as well. A lot more to play for as Bottas and Hamilton now come into the track as well. And that is a good session. It's given us an excitement already going into the next part of qualifying. As I said, it's now shown that out of the session goes Stroll, Latifi, Russell, Schumacher and Mazepin. 2 drivers, I didn't expect in there, Stroll and Russell. Russell out in qualifying 1. As I said, Williams went well here just a couple of minutes before. Now they don't. That's a weird one.
Times have certainly changed.
Beth's caught on with #fist. She's caught on. That seemed to be a Murrayism last weekend, so people said to me about it as well, so I thought I'd throw that in when Stroll was banging on the steering wheel there as well, or trying to go through. I'm trying to see if F1's got an update to their app, and I've missed it, but I don't think there is, so it's just a little error there with a bug for F1, although I can't see the F1 app even there, so... no idea what's happening next. Okay, read us through the sessions at the moment and the times, please, Megan, while I sort this out.
Right, so first was Hamilton, second Bottas, third is Sainz, and fourth is Leclerc. Surprising from Ferraris right now. In the Red Bull team, it's shocking that Perez is 5th, then Verstappen is 6th. Out qualifying the team. It seems to be from the 3rd to the 6th to be just the second driver day. Though in 7th, surprisingly, I think most surprising out of the field is Giovinazzi. 8th is Gasly. My head's going all funny. 9th is Tsunoda. 10th Norris. Ricciardo 11th. Alonso 12th. 13th Ocon. 14th Vettel. 15th Raikkonen. And out of qualifying is in 16th Stroll, 17th Latifi, and I do not have a time screen. Now I do. 18th Russell, 19th Schumacher, 20th Mazepin, and all went black.
We need to tie in that thing, guys, the thing I told you about in FP1, the safety thing.
Okay, Esteban, copy
I can't
that.
turn the right corners.
Copy that. We'll sort it when you come back in, okay?
That's Esteban Ocon, not happy over the radio at all. As you just heard as well, we get ready then for the start of free practice. Sorry, I'm in Friday mode. I'm also on mute. So that was Esteban Ocon on the radio there, just getting ready.
Because you said you were in Friday mode. It is Friday.
Yeah, but I'm in Friday practice mode. I just said it's free practice, but it's qualifying too.
I was going to say
I got away with that with my mic being on mute there, but they might.
I'm not letting you.
They might have picked it up because I was.
I reckon they did.
Yeah, because it was close to you. They would have picked that one up.
Yeah.
So it's getting ready for Q2. 15 minutes ahead of us as well, as I just try and work that time out by pressing wrong buttons again. But we're nearly underway from this session. Closing soon as well. It's gone. As they come through. So, yeah, let's go. Let's take a look as it goes through as well. Is there any rain, says M? Well, it looks like there is there is clouds in the air as well. A high chance of rain, 80% humidity as well. What, sorry? Megan says it's kind of raining at the outside of the commentary box, so that's great news for us. About a minute 15 away from the start of the session, so it's closing in. We'll have the countdown alongside you when it needs to be. Josh Play says we could still hear you, lol. Yeah, I thought so, because Megan's microphone picked it up. Usually in these commentary boxes, these headsets are designed for loud stadiums, not a conditioned room. Like this as well. So even with my microphone off, I thought because I was leaning close to where Megan was, her microphone would have picked it up as well. So yeah, I don't even need a microphone, to be fair. I could just have one mic right at the back of the box and just shout and it'd still be heard. I've got that loud of a voice, but it does help with this on as well. Is there any rain, Em says? As I said, it's in the air. We did have rain in first practice, but ever so little amount of rain as well. Joe says as well, wow, Gio in 7th, indeed. Em says Stroll 16th as well. I don't want to butcher your name, by the way, so I'm just going to call you M, which I think is cool because it's like a James Bond thing, so M's on it as well, out there as well. Beth saying, was everyone on soft yet as well? And then Beth says, oh, thanks for that. I'm not very smart on the rules. Don't worry, Beth, it's a sprint weekend. Everybody has got to change over at some point as well. We're getting ready then into the last 8 seconds before the green light goes on and the session gets underway. Q2 is about to begin. Green light is on. Qualifying 2 is underway for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, not the Brazilian Grand Prix, of course. Cars going to head out to the track now as well for their runs. Only soft tyres can be used across all 3 of the sessions. And most importantly as well, who is going to have the advantages as both Alfa Romeos put their cars back up on the jacks. No one's going out there. There's rain in the air. And from what I'm understanding, no team is going to send their car out until they know. That's a bit of an interesting decision because surely you would put your car straight out on the track if there's any chance of rain to try and go through. So nobody in a hurry to head out of the pits when the green light went on. Mercedes standing still as well. Astons are standing still with Sebastian Vettel, the only driver left in the session. I've just remembered. Let's turn on the Knockout Q1 logos, as you see. Look at the driver tracker, completely done at the moment. Nobody's going through there. Little red line to tell you who's already been eliminated from the session. Speed trap, Sonoda was the fastest, 196 miles an hour. That's 316 kilometers an hour. Into turn 1, you're usually doing around about 8th gear, 335 kilometers an hour. So trying to go flat out there. Not working as it currently stands. No cars on the track. Driver tracker not active. No team radio. Now do you see why I put the flag up as well for a nice bit of symbols. A little bit trick here while we wait for the cars to go out. It's held up by pegs at the top because it's got a giant stick on the end over there. But I've got to take this down for the MotoGP race. And then in between the MotoGP race and the F1 race, I've got to put it right back up again. So it's not there for the MotoGP. That is the troubles of doing multiple series. But a quick reminder about MotoGP. We will be doing the commentary on that. We're calling it the last ride because it's the last ride for Valentino Rossi before he leaves MotoGP. Daniel Petrucci also leaving the series. So is Thomas Luthi in the Moto2 category as well. And Steve Day, the MotoGP World Feed commentator, is also leaving as well. At the end of this race. So it's the big goodbye weekend and the last ride we're calling it as well. But we've still got, after MotoGP season ends, we've got the remaining 3 races of Formula 1 that will be broadcasting live here on YouTube. So we're not going anywhere. And also a special treat coming your way as well. We're going to be showing replays of the BBB Esports race to try and drum up some publicity for the series as well. The Esport races from the Benelux series will be going on here to YouTube after as well, just to drum up some publicity for the esports that I cover on BBB Esports throughout the winter break as well. Cars still in the pit lane as well, and they're not there at all. This is where actually we could go down to the pits, but no monitor's working, so I can't, which is really, really annoying. Because if I turn the iPad off, I might lose the radio that we've got back, because everything's being temperamental. Everything. Beth saying as well, let's go to the group chat. Last ride for the Doctor until he makes another comeback. This is the first time Rossi's retired, as far as I know, as well. This could be the goodbye. He's going to race in World Endurance Championship next year as well and do some GT car racing. We've got cars about to lead the pit lane. Okay, so 11:37 to go in this session. Cars finally leaving the pit lane. Mercedes were the first to buckle. Hamilton leads Bottas out of the pits. Now the 2 AlphaTauris coming out there as well. Bottas, Hamilton, Gasly coming out. Tsunoda, Ocon, Verstappen as well. Norris too. All with the rain clouds at the top of the circuit. Everybody's now just watching on to see what is going to happen. The tension is in the air. It is palpable here at Sao Paulo, Brazil in Interlagos. And I thought there was rain last time out. M says, do you think Jeddah is going to be ready for F1? I'll be honest with you, I highly doubt it will. I've never seen a track that bad before. They've got the tarmac down at least. They've got some grandstands up, but they've got no electricity as far as I know in the pit building. And their pit building is just a shell at the moment. I'll be very, very surprised if they get it up in time. But I suppose anything can be polished enough to make it look shiny for an opening race as well. And they can work on it in the 3 months before the next race in 2022, which is round 2 of the season. But honestly, no. I do not think we are going to see a race in Jeddah anytime this year. But I suppose they have to. The only alternative is that they shove Abu Dhabi a week earlier onto Jeddah's date. And then on the end of December, we go racing in Jerez in Spain, which is the next runner-up to host a race. Okay, 10 minutes to go the session. Megan is taking the longest time outside of the commentary box. 10 minutes to go then of this session. Lewis Hamilton is the first driver to start a lap time as well. He's got Ocon just in between him, so Bottas has completely dropped back. He's not getting a toe of Hamilton at all, so that team game seems to have failed. Hamilton's okay through the Senna S's, now out of Curva de Sol, down the Retroposta towards the Interlagos as well. Maximum speed, look, over 200 miles an hour. Yes, 201 miles an hour before he slammed on the brakes into turn 4 at Casino del Lago. 5 immediately bellows out as well. It's a nice run. Oh, that's a great camera angle. One of my favourite camera angles, this one here, showing the cars run up the hill in an F1 car is like no other. Riding up now into turn 8. The Curva Laguna corner. Dropping down as well. Yeah, and Beth has just said as well, that is a great question. Never underestimate the Saudis' ability to build something quickly. Yeah, I heard it's quite cheap as well. I'll tell you what, I don't like that. Don't like we're racing in Saudi Arabia. Never did. We'll cover it because we have to, but don't have to enjoy it as much. Same with Formula E's Diriyah E-Prix that we have there. But we're going to have, hopefully, pundits on for that one to help out. And some of these people have been there who can explain better. Times across the board then. Hamilton does a 108.959. Bottas is on in lap time now. Ocon second, 109.251. Here is Bottas across the line. Goes P2. Oh, no! Bottas goes fastest. Lewis Hamilton has had his lap time deleted for track limit at turn 4. As Gasly goes fastest by 7 hundredths of a second. Gasly fastest. Bottas second. Norris third. Verstappen blows them all out of the water. 108.567. And that lap time getting closer to the 107.508 set by Verstappen in the 2019 pole position. So it's getting very close once again with that fine margin between the two. This is Hamilton having his lap time deleted down at Casino del Lago as well. Runs wide and he falls foul of the Hamilton rule.
Yeah, so turn 4 track limits just been deleted. Right.
Yeah, fair.
Hamilton seems actually audibly out of breath there, Megan, as well. That's a surprise. And with the rain on its way and just hanging around in the ears, Leclerc goes third, 108.939. And tell you what, this qualifying on Friday, it's throwing everybody in the mix, isn't it? Because suddenly now in Q1 we saw that Mercedes were fast. Now in Q2, Red Bull are fast, and so is AlphaTauri. Alonso goes P8 as well. So in the drop zone, Tsunoda, Vettel, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi and Hamilton, it's all playing at the moment, isn't it? As the driver tracker sort of comes alive, cars going slow, trying to find lap times. They want to do another run. I think they're fueled for 2 runs. They have to be in case that rain falls. So they're all there.
They will have to look out for that, though. It's interesting to see Gasly's go top, and it seems like Ferrari are really keeping to that top momentum today, aren't they?
And here goes Hamilton on another run. Hamilton has got to do a second run. Good thing is, with these qualifying tyres, because they're all soft tyres, they doesn't have to use these to race on the sprint race or indeed race in the main race on Sunday. It's a free tyre choice going forward as well. So it's all out war as Hamilton in that first sector was 0.02 of a second down on their own best time by Verstappen. So Hamilton's closing in there. Second sector time coming up as he rounds
Stay positive
Ferradura.
on the brakes. We're currently P7. B-Bell 6, positive on the brakes.
That's Perez on the radio. Just getting some information from his engineer. Hamilton running round out of turn 10. The Pico de Pato corner coming through Magullo.
Wait, am I seeing this right? Hamilton 15th.
He's had his lap time deleted by the stewards. Yeah, so that's why he's on another lap. He's him and Bottas, the only two drivers out of there. I tell you what, this has got to be the lap.
It was like this far away from finish.
This has got to be the lap of Lewis Hamilton's life as he comes to the line, and he does. 10th faster than Verstappen. 108.386 then on the board for Lewis Hamilton. 0.181 faster than Verstappen. Bottas has just gone third. He's leapfrogged Gasly and Leclerc. He's done a 108.699. So time's beginning to improve. Go on, Megan, have a guess. Who's going to top qualifying? Because suddenly it's throwing it around as the locals watch on as well.
Honestly,
I think there's a hat, though.
I really want Leclerc to do it.
Yeah. What, Leclerc take pole for the sprint?
I really do want him to take pole for the sprint, yeah, because I think it would just make it even more just like, wow.
Leclerc started on pole 3 times this year. He started on pole in Monaco, but didn't start on pole position. A lot of wing vibration there for Hamilton.
Close there for track limits again.
Yeah, he started, but Leclerc's had pole position 3 times this year. Actually, only started pole twice. Lost out in Monaco because, of course, he didn't take the race start after he crashed. Started on pole in Azerbaijan, but then started on pole for the British Grand Prix Part 2 when he took the lead ahead of Verstappen and Hamilton after the red flag. So at the restart race, he started on pole position. Of course, that one doesn't actually count as a pole position because it was just a continuation of the race. But this season, he's taken 2 on-track pole positions, but has officially started 3 times on pole.
Do you know what I think it feels like?
What?
A Saturday.
It's because qualifying.
Yeah,
It
but all
messes with
day.
you.
I have a problem
I
out
thought,
of the left
it's a
corner.
Saturday.
I always talk. There's like a hole when I'm going on power. If you can check, it has already happened in the lap before. I'm pretty sure it's the curb, but we need to try and do something because I will have to take the curb anyway.
I know what you mean, though, feeling like it's a Saturday because this is your day off, if you think about it.
It is.
So it just makes you think. And because now we're doing qualifying on a Friday, it's changed your brain thinking it's Saturday. Well, tomorrow we've got practice 2, and then we've got the sprint race before the main race on Sunday. And don't forget about the MotoGP as well.
Do you know, my law teacher gave us this timetable the other day, and it's like, I think it was yesterday, he gave us the timetable. And it's just like, oh, we have so much free time because the lessons are only there. Meanwhile,
2 seconds, Bottas. Oh, no, that's still loading on.
Meanwhile, me staying in bed until like either 10:30 or 11 in the morning.
I know. I had to bring her a muffin, a drink of milk, and her laptop this morning.
I refused to get out of bed.
Is that scene from... Oh, and here they all come, look. Here they come, the F1 swarm, leaving the pit lane. Fernando Alonso, double world champion, 3 times a world champion, of course. 2-time Formula 1, 1-time world endurance winner as well. I'll tell you what as well, Megs, just going through it as well. It was like that scene from Madagascar when the monkeys wake up in the morning and they go through the bins. It's like cup of coffee, paper, and bagel. Bought you a cup of milk, your laptop, and a muffin.
And a toucan.
Yeah, well, isn't toucans penguins?
Yeah.
So I bought you penguins in Madagascar.
For some reason, they're nicer than the actual.
In that case, I bought you the penguins in Madagascar. Yeah, I know.
Still, I just didn't want to get out of bed this morning.
Just quickly, before we get back over the last 2 minutes, you, higher mammal, can you read? No,
Yeah.
Phil can read, though. Ship to Kenya, Wildlife Reserve, Africa. Africa? That's not going to fly. I love that. I love Madagascar so much. The penguins too. You haven't seen it in years. I've seen it more recently than that. I love it. 2-minute warning coming up on the board then here as well. Let's open up the driver track and out. The cars are back out on the track as well. Alonso, we're watching now round Magullo into Interlagos. He is the first driver who will start this time as well. Hamilton is just behind Max Verstappen. Look at the driver tracker. VST to Ham. That is both of them just coming round to Interlagos into Ferradura. It's closing up now. The rain's coming in. It might interfere with qualifying 3, but away we go for Fernando Alonso.
Will we get in? We'll get it.
Alonso's P9 at the moment, but
I really hope.
there's 5 drivers who could go through. Norris is P10 as well. Every driver is out on the track now. All 15. They know how crucial it is to start higher up in the sprint race as well, because that sprint race result sets the grid for Sunday's race, and hopefully it might just be a little bit more entertaining, a sprint race here at Sao Paulo, because this has delivered some great racing in the past as well. Alonso flies it through Ferradura at the top of the hill at turn 6 and 7 into turn 8 as well. Drop it down before you come into the Pinchajeno corner as well at turn 9. Back on the accelerator through the kink at 8. This is turn 10 now. The Bico de Pato corner. Drop it through turn 11. He's got traffic though, Alonso. He's got traffic. It's Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, Bottas getting out of the way as well. He's got Hamilton just in front of him. 40 seconds left, so everybody now has started a time. Bottas will be the last one to set a competitive time in this session. Away we go. 30 seconds left in the session. Alonso, P9 at the moment, comes across the line, jumps up. No, stays P9, a second off the pace of his own best time. So that lap time has cost him there, Megs, because of all the traffic.
Right, so Sonoda's looking really good right now.
P12 could get through here, actually, as he comes up to the line.
I kind of hope he does.
No, 3/10 off the pace of his own time. Doesn't improve. Gets another lap, though.
Okay.
5 seconds left. Ocon goes through. Norris is in the drop zone. Checkered flag is out. The session is over. Here comes Sebastian Vettel now to the line. Leclerc goes P4. Here comes Sebastian Vettel. He's 13th at the moment. Is it going to be a double whammy for Aston Martin? It is. Vettel 12th. 2/10 down. Lando Norris is 3 thousandths of a second to safety, and he's 4 thousandths of a second faster than Esteban Ocon's time at the moment. It's all thousands of a second at the moment. Norris coming in out of the last corner. Ricciardo goes P8 as well. Norris goes P7. That pushes Ocon into the drop zone. Fernando Alonso's in trouble there as well. Verstappen goes second. He can't beat Hamilton's time. Raikkonen is 4/10 down. I think his lap time's pretty much done on the deck right now.
Bottas, look.
Bottas goes P2, 108.426 as well. Here comes Kimi Raikkonen to the line as well. Giovinazzi and Alonso, the last two to cross the line as well. Raikkonen goes 14th. Ocon, I don't think is improving. I'm looking, no, Ocon's down a bit as well. Alonso might just do it.
No, he's backed out.
I'm not too sure. Yeah, Alonso's backed out of it. So Alonso's in the pit lane. So Alonso's out of it then. So that is done.
He's just in pits. He's not out. He makes it through.
Rain clouds are coming. Gasly P5. That's it. Tsunoda. Don't think it. No, Tsunoda's in the pit lane. Alonso's in the pit lane. Ocon's in the pit lane too. Alonso goes through. Ocon is out of qualifying, as is Vettel, Tsunoda, Raikkonen, and Giovinazzi. They are the 5 drivers out of qualifying.
Yay!
So Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, the top 3. Leclerc, Gasly, Perez, Norris, Sainz, Ricciardo, Alonso, the top 10 going through to the next part of qualifying. That was a dramatic end to the session.
It was. And I just remembered, did I tell you what happened last night?
No.
Right. So did you know how I stay like awake for ages during the night because I'm a night owl and I really can't go to sleep earlier than everyone else.
Yes.
Like I need to be the last to sleep. And it was around 1 and I just put some music on and I put my laptop to the side of me when I was laying down. I thought, oh, I'll just close my eyes while I listen to music for a little bit. I fell asleep.
Right.
And do you know how I sleep like the dead?
Yes.
I'm a light sleeper, though I will not wake up moved. Like, I stay still.
Yes, I do know that, yeah.
When I woke up, my laptop was closed. And Mum was the one who came into the room and just like, Megan, it's like 3:30 in the morning. Why is your light still on? And just like, I was like, I was asleep.
I don't know.
I don't know who closed my laptop because that didn't close on its own because it was near more than an hour. So for about an hour.
You could have closed it and just not remembered it.
No, I wouldn't have closed it. I don't.
All right, interesting.
It just freaks me out.
Megan's got ghosts. As they come through then, let's take a look at the chat as well. Josh Play says, Verstappen is VER and VST, but which is the official one? It's VER. Actually, yeah, it's VER, which is the official one. It used to be VES, but that got changed to VER for Verstappen instead of Verstappen, which he was for 2 seasons. Because it used to be VER was Vern, Jean-Eric Vern. So Vern and Verstappen raced together in the same season. So it used to be VER for Vern and VES for Verstappen. But then Vern left the championship, so it became VER for Verstappen instead of Vern. Because Vern left in 2014, but Verstappen also did the testings at the same time in the sister car.
When did
so
he come into
in 2020,
this?
well, Verstappen did a couple of practice sessions in 2014 alongside Jean-Eric Vern. So it used to be, to avoid doubt, Verstappen would be VES and was VES the first 2 years of his F1 career before it got changed around, and now he's VER. Which that sounds like a football terminology.
Which I thought they couldn't have the same like initials.
That's because Vern's left the championship. That's why it's allowed that you can have VER now, which is his first three. It's the first 3 initials of your name.
Okay,
But Schumacher, instead of it being SC,
is it because his cousin's in there? And does he have that one?
well, no, because Schumacher in the junior series he used to be SCH, but then when he came to Formula 1, he requested to be MSC.
So he could be different from his father.
No, so he can be identical to his father.
Why didn't he?
Michael,
did he have the same?
Yeah, Michael used to run with Ralph, so it used to be RSC for Ralph Schumacher and MSC for Michael Schumacher. And
So
now,
he wanted to be like his dad.
yeah, when Schumacher came in, it would have been
Also
SCH,
explains
but
the
he
helmet.
made the request to the FAA, could I please run under MSC, which is like my dad. So and everyone said, yeah, okay, that's fine. If Lewis Hamilton wanted to, he could run under LHA. He could LHA. But it's usually the initials of the surname. So Mazepin is MAZ, Russell is RUS, Latifi is LAT, Stroll is usually STR for Stroll, Giovinazzi Gio, Raikkonen RAI as well. So it all just goes through and follows through. Alonso ALO, and so on and so on. M says as well, Alfa Romeo need at least to finish 8th in every race if they want to catch up to Williams, if my math is correct. Let me have a quick look on the board. 23 points, 11.
I just thought I saw that flash yellow.
Yeah, you are 8, so that's 4, 8, 12. Yep, you are correct there. Your math is completely right there. Yeah, it did, because the time has just reset itself to 12 minutes, which we're going to get underway in the next 1 minute and 50 seconds. So, your calculations are completely correct there, my friend. As well, a reminder, you can set your reminders on the YouTube channel for the FP2 and sprint race tomorrow. And don't forget also, you can join us for the main race and the Grand Prix review. And the MotoGP race is coming up as well. Now, this is Nikita Mazepin at the top of the hill at turn 8, locking up the outside tyre, coming in, turning a bit too late. So, Mazepin radio.
Dude, that was going awesome till then, man.
So
Considering you haven't driven this place, that's pretty impressive, dude. Don't beat yourself up about it, that's good.
Hey, Nikita, look pretty tricky.
So Mazepin locked up, made a mistake, and called himself an idiot on the message as well. But
Well,
no.
at least he wasn't calling someone else an idiot.
I know, it's a big improvement there, isn't it? As Beth says as well, I reckon RBR, that's Red Bull Racing, are sandbagging thus far. Will get quicker this session. We're about to see. So far, it's been a 1-2 in both the qualifying sessions for this golden team of Mercedes, who are on course to win yet again the Constructors' Championship. Just 1 point separate them between Mercedes and Red Bull, of course. 478.5 from Mercedes, Red Bull 477.5, and they've got 210 points between themselves and Ferrari.
This is just so, nerve-wracking. The session starts in about 20 seconds from now. And it's... So far, Hamilton has topped each qualifying session right now. So maybe he will top this one as well. See, I think this might be his type of circuit nowadays right now.
Green light is on and qualifying 3 is underway for the 2021 Sao Paulo Grand Prix. This session decides the grid for the sprint race come Saturday evening as well. Big question, are Red Bull sandbagging or have Mercedes turned up here to try and get something back after the Mexico Grand Prix? Lewis Hamilton has a 5-place grid penalty coming into this weekend's race. He has to start the main race on Sunday at best from 6th place. At worst, he could be outside the top 10. But the sprint race, of course, will factor in as to how quick Hamilton can be, with a 24-lap dash for pole position tomorrow. Whoever takes the top in this session, though, will be awarded the Pirelli Speed King Award. I've asked for clarification as to why in this day and age, with so many female drivers around, why is it the Pirelli Speed King Award? And they've said it can be the Pirelli Speed King or the Pirelli Speed Queen Award. It's whoever wins it.
Call it Pirelli Speed Monarch.
Yeah, to be fair, they should just call it the Pirelli Speed Award instead of the Pirelli Speed King Award or Queen Award. They just call it the Pirelli Speed Award. Or just call it pole position, which it is. This is a traditional qualifying format. Just call it pole position.
It's like pole award.
Yeah, this is all just a test as well for 2022. It looks like we're going to have it 6 times, this sprint race format. But this session in 2022 will set the grid for the main race on Sunday. But for this year, we have to put up with the annoying sprint qualifying race. And the Ross Brawn says it's not a qualifying. It's not a qualifying. Does it set the grid for Sunday? Yes, it's a qualifying session. It's a sprint qualifying race. Normally, if you want to try and brand it as F1 sprint, it doesn't work. It's a qualifying session. Honestly, I'm so frustrated with Ross Brawn at the moment. I thought he'd do good in Formula 1. It turns out he's being a cancer to it again.
Yeah.
It's just like when he was at Ferrari as well, and all the team orders he had with Jean Todt and Rubens Barrichello and Schumacher, all those dirty tactics that Ross did in order to get the championship along with Jean Todt as well. And it grates on me as well, that because I started to love Ross Brawn. I loved Ross when he was running Mercedes and when also he was running Brawn GP. He rescued Honda, and that fantastic year, it was really good for Ross and Formula 1 as well. And then it's sort of being tarnished right now because it's like Ross doesn't know when to just leave well enough alone.
Yeah.
But anyway, we continue. Stefano Domenicali is actually the same. I'm surprised about how many ex-Ferrari people are running the FIA. There's a reason the FIA is called the Ferrari International Assistants.
They're just Ferrari.
Yeah. Jean Todt, ex-team principal Ferrari, runs the FIA, currently going to step down. Who runs Formula 1? Oh, yeah, Stefano Domenicali, ex-team principal of Ferrari. Who's his number one man? Oh, yeah, Ross Brawn, ex-team manager and technical director at Ferrari.
It's just Ferrari at this point.
Yeah, it's getting annoying. Here they come, though, like lemons, out onto the circuit now. As they're all going out there straight away. All of the soft tyre as well in this session. Brand spanking new. I think that's Hamilton ahead of Bottas in this session. Verstappen and Perez jumping in, but Verstappen jumped out right behind the team Mercedes. And look how slowly they've passed the pit lane exit line. They are manually going so slow in order to try and get as much position. But the problem is they've waited 4 minutes in that pit lane.
This must be like what a car snail must look like.
No, I've seen that movie Turbo, and it's actually the snails are quite quick. It won the Indy 500, that snail. I loved it when he came in for a pit stop, and because it's got no tyres, it's just a slug.
Shell stop.
Yeah. Oh no, what they did is he came into the pit stop, they lifted it up, and they just put like.
There is lots of cars in big traffic
Oil?
behind you.
No.
So focus on your tires.
Yeah, when Turbo came into the pit lane for a pit stop, because it's got no wheels, they just gave him a big gulp of water, picked him up, and put Vaseline underneath him to give him more traction. So it was just a Vaseline strip. Fantastically funny through it as well. And that snail won the 500. I know, a snail won the 500. It's only happened in a kids' film. Then again, I am somebody who was told not to commentate on the Wreck-It Ralph races when we went to see it in the cinema.
Yes, you were.
It was very tempting.
It was my first cinema experience. I didn't need commentating over it.
I didn't commentate on it though.
Exactly.
I was told not to, but I wasn't going to anyway.
Exactly.
Was maybe commentating on it in my head.
I knew you were commentating in your head. Also, we would have got thrown out.
Why? I think it would have been added to it.
Because I don't think people...
Look, if David Croft could be Lofty Crofty in the Planes movie, I'm sure I could be something in a Wreck-It Ralph film, which is about eating things. Here we go then. Qualifying is underway. Lewis Hamilton doing the laps of the gods once again. He needs to be on pole position for the sprint race tomorrow. Can he have another attack mode down the back straight away? Opens up the DRS into Walker-Seen Interlagos as well. Charles Leclerc, fastest driver at the moment at 109.43.
Was I right before?
Could be. Ferrari looking quick there, but it's all about Hamilton and Verstappen right now. Hamilton's first sector time is 17.4. Verstappen's is a 17.5. They are closing down once again here at the moment as they run round turn 7 and 8, all trying to have the accelerator and the pace, Megan.
Look at
side, stop. Oh, and that's Alonso P2. Alonso 109.180. Alonso goes to second place. Fantastic time there from Fernando Alonso. Sainz Alonso 1-2. Pierre Gasly goes into top spots 108. And now Perez goes in as well. They're all finding time out there. And Gasly goes top. Perez goes top. Here comes Hamilton to the line. Can he briefly take away from what Perez did again? Yes, 108, 107. He's 7/10 faster. Surely that can't be right. Bottas goes second. He's 3/10 off. Verstappen slots into second place. 2/10 off. Hamilton, Verstappen 1-2. What a dominant lap from Lewis Hamilton. 108, 107. Another fantastic time on the board there from Lewis Hamilton.
Lando Norris goes into 7th. I certainly think that's not as exciting.
Ricciardo 9th. Oh, Leclerc's on his lap time deleted by the stewards.
No!
That's going to be exciting. Leclerc, lap time deleted by the stewards, exceeding the track limits. So that is good night with Leclerc. And he's back into the pits as well, so he's going to do that all over again. After run number 1 then of qualifying 3, it's Hamilton, 108, 107, Verstappen, Bottas, Sergio Perez, Pierre Gasly, Carlos Sainz, Lando Norris, Fernando Alonso, Daniel Ricciardo, and Charles Leclerc.
Verstappen.
Tires overheating into 8.
Understood.
Front tires.
Front tyres overheating there for Max Verstappen, and he is always, all of them are, on the softest rubber, the C4 tyre compound. So he's on the soft as well as he comes through. It's all go at the moment, isn't it? It's all attacking modes. I am loving this qualifying. But I'd like to point out, I'm not loving the sprint race format. I'm loving the qualifying because it's a normal qualifying session. If this was going forward for the race on Sunday, I'd be very excited. But we have to go through the boring sprint race procedure. Okay, all cars back into the pit lane then with 4:30 to go this session. As we close up then, it's Hamilton on top for Verstappen.
Right, so Norris goes into the pits now, along with everyone else. There's literally no one out right now. And it's for just cooling off the tyres.
Well, they'll get changed now. They've got 5 sets in this session to go through. That's the air coolant that just came off the front there of Verstappen to try and cool the brakes down. It's off again, look. So that pipe's coming off to cool the brakes down.
There's a bit off on Verstappen's car.
Yeah, this is not looking great, is it, for Max Verstappen as he changes over. Look, those tyres are done now. They'll get used probably in the sprint race tomorrow or in free practice too.
Oh, that tyre looks the best, and I'm not sure whether that is his tyre.
Yeah, don't get them confused, boys. Unless they're Verstappen.
It's front tires died completely in 8, so lost a lot of time.
So he's flat spotted them, so he's locked up somewhere. So that's Verstappen saying over the radio that the tyres died at turn 8. So he's got to keep them cool until that part of the track.
Do you know what I want that person to do that's holding the jack to keep it up? Just start jumping since it's weight, keeping it down, just like bouncy, bouncy.
Well, back in 2019 Monaco, the jack actually came off Lewis Hamilton's car and it ricocheted up and slammed down on the nose, and it broke the actual monocoque and the carbon fibre nose. So the mechanic took his weight off it, and because the car's unbalanced, it pushed down at the front and then just came right over as well. Like when you step off. It's like when you're...
Like a seesaw?
Yeah, like when a seesaw's at the bottom and you're standing over it and someone goes to the other end and steps on it, it goes whack back up into you.
Like in Home Alone.
Yeah, like in Home Alone, yeah. 2 minutes 46 to go. Here we go. Oh, they're going straight back out there. Okay, here we go.
There was a car braking then too.
Yeah. Here we go again then. 2:35 left on the clock, and here come all the cars out once again. 2:30 to go in this qualifying session. All the cars coming back out onto the track. Beth saying as well, I love sprint races simply because it's an extra F1 to watch. Yeah, but don't say that to Peter Gasly, who hates the sprint races after he qualified 4th for the sprint in Monza, crashed, and had to start the race on 20th, and it ruined his race in Monza as well. But one thing, though, every single time we have had a sprint race, Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen have crashed on the Sunday.
Yeah, it's really not a good thing for them.
So I'm really looking forward to this weekend's Grand Prix if they do crash. Reminder, after this, there's still 3 races to go as we go to Qatar, Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi. Yeah, after this weekend, we take a week's break. So after this weekend, we go to Qatar. And then we take a week's break, and then we do, in December, 2 in a row with Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
So we're getting to the tail end of the season now, guys, and it's looking forward to it. And then finally I get a month off. I get 2 months off before we have to go to Formula E and start their season off as well. Also, looking at doing the pre-season testing for F1 next year, I realise I miss one of the Formula E races. So it looks like you and Ed will be commentating on that race together in that one, because I won't be here. I think it's actually South Africa's Grand Prix. E-Prix.
Is Auntie Sam around?
I don't know. I think I'm not letting Sam anywhere near a microphone. I know exactly what... Sam would be very energetic and very loud.
We probably get cancelled.
Yeah. Sam is hilarious. When are you next coming? I know you're probably watching. When are you next coming down? But no, never, ever come near the commentary microphone. Don't think the internet could handle you, dear. As they come through as well.
They barely could handle Jack.
Yeah, they could barely handle Jack. What was Beth, what did you call Jack when he guested in Le Mans 24 Hour?
It was something funny.
It was something funny. Just put it in the chat if you remember. Lap times on then for the last 30 seconds of qualifying 3. Lewis Hamilton in that first sector time of 17.4. Verstappen at 17.7. I don't think they're improving, Megan. The track temperature's dropped. It's now 24 degrees. Air temperature 15. It looks like they're dropping away. Hamilton, though, 37 hundredths away from his own best time. It's starting to come back, but it's not looking great, is it, at the moment? Bottas improving. Perez improving as well. As Verstappen is further ahead. Can he improve on the times? Not too sure. 3, 2, 1. The checkered flag is out. Leclerc goes P5. First car to meet the checkered flag will, I think, be Carlos Sainz as he crosses the line. Yep, Sainz goes P4. 108.826 as well. Here comes Max Verstappen. Can he start on pole position? Hamilton's a 10th up in sector 2. Where did he find that time? Gasly goes across, goes P4. Verstappen can't do it. He starts second for the F1 sprint. Hamilton now coming up. Perez can't do it. He starts 4th. Lewis Hamilton is the Pirelli Speed King once again and out-qualifies Max Verstappen by 0.4 of a second, and Brazil go wild for that. Hamilton on top, a 107.934. A new lap as well. After being slow sector 1, he picked it up sector 2 and 3. And Alonso, lap time deleted for track limits. At turn 4, Alonso goes P10. So it's Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Perez, Gasly, top 5, followed by Sainz, Leclerc, Norris, Ricciardo and Alonso, the top 10 for the F1 sprint tomorrow. Hamilton, the Pirelli Speed King winner, I think for the second time in a row. Yeah, second one time running.
You've got to be kidding me.
What? What have you noticed on the timing screens?
Just look from that below.
Sainz below. Sainz, Leclerc, Norris, Ricciardo, Alonso, yeah?
Have a look at how 2x2 is.
Oh, you're right. It is 2x2. Ferrari, McLaren.
Well, apart from
Yeah.
It's been a while. What an amazing session.
Strong.
Fantastic, mate.
So that's at P1.
These are a theme.
Verstappen P2, just over 4/10. Valtteri P3.
Let's go. Yeah.
But it's not for pole position. That's the fastest part. That's part 1 of qualifying. Part 2 of qualifying, it will be the sprint race tomorrow.
Verstappen radio.
That last lap wasn't great, but it's good to be P2.
Red Bull are struggling here. The circuit we expected them to be good at. This is surprising news as well, but definitely needed for Lewis Hamilton. This is Verstappen then at Zhongkao. Turn 12 and 13. Jumps in, gets a low steer. He goes all forwards off the track. This is Verstappen actually trying to push and struggling an awful lot, Megan. This is worrying for Red Bull. Really worrying going into the sprint tomorrow.
It is quite worrying, yes, and I bet Hamilton's pleased with himself. He's topped every single qualifying thing.
Top practice, top qualifying 1, 2, and 3. If you can win the sprint, if you can top FP2 tomorrow and win the sprint, and then come through for at least 6th on the grid and take the victory, and to take the fastest lap, Lewis Hamilton will achieve a Grand Slam, which is he's only done once in his career before.
Oh, at least he's done it once.
Of topping every single session. So Hamilton...
I hope he does.
Yeah, Ricciardo's done a Grand Slam. Monaco 2018, yeah. So can Lewis Hamilton achieve a Grand Slam? Max Verstappen, the championship leader, not entirely pleased with this one. It's getting tense, isn't it? Let's go to the group chat. Let's see, M says Hamilton really needed this. Beth says Max ahead of Bottas. That's something. Cynthia says Max and Lewis are going to collide turn 1 in tomorrow's sprint. Well, if it does, it's not really dramatic, is it? But it's sort of dramatic, but it's sort of anticlimactic. Let's just keep them interesting again. Yeah, once again, though, it's a Hamilton-Verstappen front row for the sprint, just like in Silverstone. Looking through again as well, Max will throw it down the inside as they crash. Yeah, Hamilton has the inside line to turn 1. Verstappen's on the outside, so Verstappen can close him out if he gets a good launch as well from the grid.
Who had...
Beth says, yes, it's Max, Senna and Lewis Prost all over again. M says at this point, that's not even a bold prediction. It's just going to happen. Beth says it was Jack Aiken-Oval Microboy. That's it. So, it was Jack Anti-Oval Microboy. That's what Jack's name was. Thank you, Beth.
Who has the outside line again?
Hamilton has the inside line down towards turn 1. Verstappen has the outside line. So, sweeps around the outside to turn 1.
Due to what we saw earlier, I think.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
Verstappen has the advantage.
Let's go down then, talk to P2 man, Max Verstappen. He's down there with Paul de Resta.
Max, I guess the good thing to take from that qualifying session, you're lining up in the front row, but quite far off what Mercedes were able to achieve.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, when they take a new engine, naturally they have a bit more power for a weekend. So for me, it's not a big shock. And like I said, I'm just happy to be second. You know, that's a good position to start from. Of course, you always want to be closer, but you know, sometimes you just have to be realistic, and there was not much more in it.
With that in mind, Lewis has obviously taken that penalty on Sunday. Is tomorrow just damage limitation to ensure you maximise out in points?
Yeah, I mean, there are not that many points, of course, to gain in the sprint race. So I hope, of course, have a good first lap and see from there. And then, of course, the most important one is on Sunday.
And confident with your race car?
Yeah, I mean, it will be completely different anyway. It's going to be a lot warmer, so that will change the behavior of the car as well. So we'll see.
All the best.
Not a bad result. Let's hear from Valtteri Bottas, starting P3 for the sprint tomorrow.
Valtteri, lining up in P3. Perez was very close to you. How were your laps?
It was a bit tricky practice 1, and didn't quite feel comfortable, especially in the first sector with the car. And it got a bit better in the qualif, but still the main place I was losing to Lewis was turn 1, 2, and a bit on the straight. So yeah, not fully satisfied.
And how are your hopes tomorrow, and what's the plan?
Yeah, obviously still good starting place, and all to play for, and hopefully will be lap 1 full of action. So let's see.
All the very best.
Thank you.
Cynthia says, I mean, think about it, they'll collide. I think you're probably right. Let's hear from the pole man for the sprint, Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis, congratulations. That was a mighty impressive lap in qualifying. You must be satisfied with that.
Yeah, well, firstly, I'm so happy to be back here in Brazil. One of the marshals just said to me, or one of the guys that works here just said, the Senna colors and the Senna flag, I should use it more often, because that's the first pole in a long time. So, but just a big thank you to all the team, because they've been working flat out. It's been so hard coming from the last race for everyone at the race, right? Going from one race to the other.
It's not pole.
taking the car apart, rebuilding it. Just the man hours is insane. But today was a really good qualifying session. I'm super happy with it. And we've got the penalty tomorrow, but we give it everything we got.
Yeah, you've got that penalty, but I guess with that speed advantage you've got, you must be confident even on Sunday you can make a real impact.
Cheers.
Yeah.
It's not easy to
Very
follow,
few
but
boos.
I guess Max is obviously starting on pole now, so it's going to be very hard to obviously to catch him.
Boos.
But I'll do my
No,
best
no,
to try
you're
and get
wrong.
through the
You're wrong
field.
there, Lewis. It's a sprint. You're wrong,
yeah,
Lewis.
I don't know what tomorrow will hold. I think the weather will be perhaps
Lewis,
better tomorrow,
you're
which
on
makes
pole
it
for the
a little bit more
sprint.
difficult for everyone. But
Does he think
yeah,
it's
I feel
Saturday?
really grateful.
I think it just doesn't know the rules.
It's crazy because it's been a while, so it just feels like the
You're on
first.
pole for the sprint.
You look up
Oh,
beating
this
this
is
championship
kind
still
of
mathematically possible.
hard
All the very
to
best.
watch.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Lewis, you don't know the rules, my friend. You're on pole for the sprint
I can't
qualifying.
watch.
Yeah, you're on pole for the sprint qualifying tomorrow. You take the penalty in the race. This qualifying session we've just had leads you through for the Pirelli Speed King Award, and this goes on to the qualifying that we have tomorrow. So Lewis Hamilton will start on pole tomorrow for the sprint race, but it will be the Sunday race. He'll take that 5-place grid penalty. So if him and Verstappen collide tomorrow, he'll start at the back, but behind Verstappen. Lewis has to win the race tomorrow to get 3 points as well to the championship, and at best start 6th on the grid with that 5-place grid penalty. Hamilton needs to win tomorrow's sprint race from pole position, and then fight back from 6th to try and win the race on Sunday, which is possible. The furthest back this race has ever been won by was P8 back in 2003 at the Brazilian Grand Prix in that crazy race with Giancarlo Fisichella. And I'm just checking that. Starting from the front row has proved important historically. From 20 events run on this circuit configuration, which has been in use since 2000, 16 races have been won from the front row, 8 from P1 and 8 from P2. 2 of the 20 race wins have come from P3. The lowest grid position from which victory has been scored is P8, achieved by Giancarlo Fisichella in 2003. That's from the official Pirelli and FIA data release. I'm looking at my circuit monitor right here on the wall of the commentary box. So, yeah. Hamilton has got a very good chance to win the sprint race tomorrow, but he'll have to fight from 6th on the grid to try and win. It's going to be chaotic as well. Lewis is confused about the rules too. I don't feel bad so bad now. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I agree with Lewis. It should be pole. It should be pole, and hopefully next year it will be pole. You can't be seen, so stand up for a second because we're trying to close the show out. But to confirm, if anybody was confused about what Lewis Hamilton said, Lewis Hamilton has taken pole position for the sprint qualifying race tomorrow. He'll line up alongside Max Verstappen for 24 laps. The end of the sprint race will determine the grid for the main race on Sunday. If Hamilton wins the sprint race tomorrow, he'll collect 3 World Championship points, but because of his 5-place grid penalty, will start 6th on the grid, and so on, until you go down the order. So Hamilton has got to win tomorrow's race for maximum things in the championship. It's going to be very interesting.
Sprint.
Yeah, for the sprint, yeah. It's going to be very interesting. Sprint race tomorrow. Do not miss it. Okay, we're about done here on YouTube. For today's action, FP1 and qualifying done. Tomorrow morning, free practice 2 and the sprint race as well. Sunday, we have Grand Prix Live and the Grand Prix race review. And don't forget, the MotoGP, the Valencia Grand Prix, the last race of the year, the last race as well for Valentino Rossi and for Daniel Petrucci, of course. But we're calling that one the last ride with some of our dear, dear friends of MotoGP. Lewis Hamilton, though, has taken pole for the F1 sprint tomorrow, where anything can happen. If he wins, he'll start 6th on the grid, but crucially gets 3 championship points. Not a bad run, actually, here on a Friday. Good night to you all. Have a very happy day as well. And for those of you in Australia, Beth, as well, have a good Saturday. We'll see you tomorrow. Megan, moment of the session was quite quick practice. Quick quali.
I think when I was almost proved right about the clubbing.
Yeah. Sorry about Alonso's lap time being deleted. Sorry. Okay, we'll be back tomorrow for all of the action from practice 2 and qualifying. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and set your notification alerts as well, and to set the reminders to all of our YouTube videos coming up this weekend as well. And at JoshuaButch99 on Instagram and Twitter to keep up to date with anything breaking as well. Thanks for your company. We'll see you later on. Bye-bye.